Welcome everyone for the round 9 recap of the World Chess Championship 2024. Ding Liren playing black chose the Bogo-Indian defense, which quickly transposed into a popular Catalan opening line, marking the match first game with this opening, despite both the players are familiar with it. Let's move on to the game. Gukesh opened 1 d4, knight f6 by Ding, c4, e6, g3, bishop b4, bishop d2, bishop e7, bishop g2, d5, knight f3, short castle, c6. All are well known theoretical moves. Queen c2, knight bd7, rook d1, d6. Here, Guge is surprised with the move by playing bishop c3. Instead of bishop c3, there is also moves like b4 with an idea of c5, but Guge is considered bishop c3 in this position. Bishop c3, bishop b7. Ding spent 18 minutes to play a normal piece development for this bishop b7, knight bt2, queen c7, rook a c1. Instead of rook a c1, there is also an interesting variation, something like e4, breaking the center. If e4, then d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, queen takes e4. Here, black opens the light square bishop long diagonal by playing c5, queen e2, c takes d4, knight takes e4, bishop takes g2, king takes g2, rook f d8, which gives equality. So, in game, Gugesh continued with rook a c1, rook f d8, b4, c5, b takes c5, b takes c5, queen b2. Here almost we spent 15 minutes for this move. Maybe he's considering d takes c5, but after d takes c5, then this rook a c8 is slightly better for black. So Gukesh choose queen b2 in this move. So after queen b2, black plays knight b6. So Ting spent almost 17 minutes for this knight b6 move. So after knight b6, bishop a5, d takes c4, knight takes e4, after knight takes c4, bishop takes f3 played in the game by Ting, but instead of bishop takes f3, knight takes c4 is quite good for black because of bishop take rook takes c4, queen takes a5, queen takes b7. Ting is also uh, mentioned in the press meet. Uh, Up to queen takes b7, he calculates he missed this knight d7. He feared about bishop f8 instead of knight d7. He thought bishop f8, which gives some good chances for white. That's why he played bishop takes f3 first, and then bishop takes f3. Guess captured the b6 knight with the bishop. A takes b6. Now the a2 pawn is already weak, so after bishop takes f3, black played rook a6. Here Gugesh, instead of maintaining the support for the a2 pawn, he decides to sacrifice the a pawn and he played queen b5. Queen b5, rook takes a2, knight takes b6. And Gugesh also mentioned he missed the queen a7, the queen b1, rook b8. He thought white is doing good, but after d takes e5, Rook a6 gives equality. So after queen b5, bishop takes c5, queen takes c5. Almost all the major and major pieces are exchanging. So queen takes b6, queen takes b6. The pieces get exchanged, and after rook a takes b6, rook c6 played by white, and rook takes e6, bishop takes e6. Let's move on to the end game, which is equal in both sides, and both the players started making these moves and without errors, and there is no chance of improvement, even though the players are continuing the game with uh, some hope. Black played g5, king g2, rook b2, king f1, king g7, h3, h3, h5. Both the players are well known in their end games until there is any time pressures. Uh, if there is any time pressure, then leads to some mistakes. But both the players have enough sufficient time to make these moves. Rook a1, rook c2, bishop b5, rook c5, bishop d3, knight d7, f4, g takes f4, g takes f4, rook c3, king f2, knight c5, king e3, knight takes d3, e takes d3, rook c2, king f3, rook d2, rook a3, king g6, rook b3, f6, king e2, sorry, rook a3, king f5, rook a5 check, pawn d5, e5, f takes e5, rook, rook takes d3 check, king e2, rook takes h3, e takes f6, king takes f6, king f2, h4, king g2, rook g3, king h2, king g6, rook b5, rook g5, rook into g5, king into g5, king h3, king f6, king takes h4, and it's went to a solid draw. Both the players played uh, accurately, and finally the ninth game is also a draw. Sixth consecutive draw in this championship. So we'll wait for another 5 games is there to complete this championship. Let's see who is going to win the title by cracking any of the coming games. Let's hope some chances for Gukesh or Ding in this coming five games. Stay tuned for round 10 recap. Thanks. Bye.